majority. 29 ministers were sworn in before incumbent Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, while the remainder of the 42 cabinet members were acting ministers pending the selection of ministers. Our correspondent in Baghdad has more on the story in this report.
Last-minute compromises that took incumbent Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki long hours and the delay of the voting process to the next day left even al-Maliki not satisfied with the current makeup of the government.
The government in its current makeup doesn't meet the ambitions of the citizens' political blocs, my ambitions or any other party's ambitions. It was formed and brought together in extraordinary conditions.
Yet the harshest criticism of his cabinet came from women members of the parliament who spoke loudly against disregarding the inclusion of women in the cabinet.
The absence of women from the current cabinet is marginalization of the women's role in building the new Iraq and marginalizes the demands and calls by 106 members of the parliament who signed a petition demanding deputy prime minister, vice president and not less than 25% of the government portfolios.
Al-Maliki blamed the political blocs for not nominating any women candidates to positions in the government, promising to correct this issue over the next few days. Yet, in spite of the high majority the government received when it was put for vote, political blocs are stressing that the approval of the government in its current formula did not come without a cost.
The nominations were made based on political criteria more than being based on qualifications. This is one of the observations was taken against the nominations, and a mistake that was made by all political blocs.
According to al-Maliki, the ministries that were assigned to acting ministers would be reassigned to ministers following the study of resumes, especially that many of the names nominated to minister positions by the political blocs are not qualified to handle their duties. Flabbiness of the government was a major source of concern to political forces for its effects on the next government's performance. But after the submission of the new cabinet lineup, politicians are talking now about another product of compromises, and that is the lack of efficiency by many members of the new cabinet. From the Iraqi parliament for KSA2, this is Muhanad al Nidawi, Baghdad, Iraq.
And in Sudan, the leaders of Egypt and Libya arrived in Khartoum